So I think I figured out what may have been wrong with me the entire year. I lost this sweater and I just found it and I love it. You can go back to year one content and see in the trailer me wearing it. I wear this all of the time. I lost it for a whole year. I have found it and it's like a warm hug, which is good because the person who won Project Soapway that we're talking about today, she's like a warm hug for my brain, you know? And so we're going to talk more about her in just a minute. But before we do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, Sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things. And you're here for day 16 of 31 Days of Soapmas, and the second winner of Project Soapway Challenge Holiday Soap, really. And that winner is Laurel Berry. And I'm super duper excited. She's won one of these before, and the first one that she won, I was just like crying and so weepy while I was listening to her footage and her journey and her story. And it's so amazing. She is such a cool, inspirational, massively talented, down to earth human being. And one of the driving forces behind her business was her father, who was her biggest supporter, her biggest fan. And she lost him, and that's terrible. And it's a rough. It's rough. Is the point. I heard her first footage and I immediately fell in love with her because she's saying things in such a beautiful, matter of fact way, and you can just feel the love and all of the emotion without her having actually being emotional. It's amazing. She's an amazing human. This soap is stunning. I guarantee I'm putting it in the thumbnail. It's so amazing. And her journey and what she decided to do for this and all of her inspiration includes her family and all the things. I want to get to her footage as quickly as possible so we can talk more about it there. And you can hear me not cry, try to, instead of having to see it. So let's go to her actual footage and we can see her put together this extraordinary soap. This is going to be so much fun. So first up, I love this book right here. Like that, it's a gorgeous book. Also, I want to let everyone know that it was very important to Shell that we put the inspiration for this in the video. So I will definitely be linking a video like right about now-ish. And she has been wanting to make this for 3 years since she saw a video from Cat and Raven Designs. And so definitely go check out that inspiration. But also, what's all this, please? What's this? You have your recipe written down on your table? I love that. Why is that the smartest thing I've seen all day? That's amazing. But yes, Cat and Raven for the inspiration for this particular soap. And yeah, it looks like it's a video from 3 years ago. Jack and Sally Nightmare Before Christmas soap. And it was a horizontal pour. So she's got the super bright in on one side to mimic, Sally. And then the black and white stripes to mimic Jack. And it's a complete horizontal pour. And Shell decided to do a diagonal, really. And so that's cool. I haven't done a diagonal soap in a long time, since I 86 the Harry Potter line, And so I'm here to see it. It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous pour. Now we do have another heat transfer method going on with all of this, which is very cool. I really don't really understand the patience that people have to do the heat transfer method. But in both cases, with Elena's video a couple days ago and Shell's video today, we were just chit-chatting. I'm saying we were just chit-chatting like we were talking to each other. I was certainly talking back to the video and laughing and responding and stuff, but they were not talking to me. Like this wasn't something that I was on a Zoom with them or something while they were making it, but they were chit-chatting, and I'd like to think that they were chit-chatting to me. And that's, I guess, maybe the ticket. If you are a person that likes to chit-chat and tell great stories, then the heat transfer method is totally for you. For those of you who may not know, heat transfer method is you take your solid oils and then you mix up your lye solution, and while it's still hot, almost right after you mix up your lye solution, you put it onto your solid oils and it melts the oils for you, and you can start soaping right away. So there's that. But yeah, so she was telling me, Laurel Berry was talking about, she's such a good storyteller, just generally. And so I know a lot about her from her first project Soapway when she did the wood grain, and it was absolutely, I believe it was wood grain. This is number 2 or 3 for her, for wins. But she was telling me about the creation of her business. It all started with the massive support of her father, who has been just one of her ride or dies for her entire life. And he unfortunately recently passed away. And she's lost a number of family members throughout. It's so heartbreaking. And she was talking to me about, her creation of her business in previous videos. And in this instance, she was talking about her son and her daughter-in-law and telling just the most delightful story, really getting into who her daughter-in-law is as a person and how, high energy she is and how high impact and all the things. And then she suffered this terrible accident while doing a rock climbing thing that actually left her not doing so great, problems with walking and all the things. And by the end of that story, you have laughed, you have cried, you have felt empathy and love, and you have an idea of who this person is. Like, you genuinely care about this person that you've just heard the story about. She's got such a gift with words and a gift of amazing family members as well, because she's, her, and that's awesome. Because if I were her family member, I would 100% want to be so. She would be a chosen family, really, because she's just an absolute delight. Now, this particular soap was kind of inspired by, she's making the soap for Project Soapway, but I'm unclear of the details. She was talking about her son's wedding and how they had wanted to do, because I guess her son actually proposed to her daughter-in-law at the Haunted Mansion at Disney, because, they're really big into scary stuff and Disney stuff and all the stuff. And so he proposed there, which is like, that's fun. Like, in the middle of the ride. How cool is that? And so they're into kind of the more darker elements of Disney and whatnot, Nightmare Before Christmas. And I believe this was not a soap for the wedding, but she made similar kind of gothic themed soap, I think. I'm kind of sketchy on the details. She'll fill us in though. This first layer is really amazing. She had all these gorgeous colors that are absolutely so perfect together, like perfect color palette. And now she's got a beautiful diagonal that she's going to leave there and then come back to do the rest of it. And she was telling me in, the footage or whatever, she's like, okay, I got to go. I think she had to go to her son's house actually. And she comes back and she's like, all right, so here's what happened. I was going and I have a broken gas gauge on her. Anyway, she underestimated or overestimated how much soap. Wow. She overestimated how much gas she had, and she ran out of gas. And so she was having to get a gas can and do all the things. And so she's like, yeah, so I'm sitting here. I've got gasoline in my shoes, but we're going to finish this pour. And I thought it was the most delightful thing ever. Like, such a perfect just moment in time, capturing what exactly is going on in her life as she is making this soap. And it's really, well, also it's relatable. I don't run out of gas, like that's not the relatable bit, but always having some level of chaos going on. It's like, oh, right, I got to get back to this soap thing and going on and doing this and being awesome at it, I actually also love her layers. I usually wait so long to for my layers to firm up before I pour them. And for my diagonal soaps, I was telling you that those were the Harry Potter lines back in the day. I would actually make a whole loaf and then cut it diagonally, put it back in the soap mold, and then pour white over it. And she's doing it a different way, which means you don't really have to do two complete different pours. I mean, she did because she had to go run out of gas, but it's actually super interesting. I love this idea and I definitely want to try it. I also like the really beautiful contrast between the black and white stripes that are going to go on the top and the very beautiful color palette on the bottom. Totally stunning. And I do know that we don't have footage for her to get the rest of the black in, but we are going to mix up the rest of the black. She's going to use, for all of this, more black within the rest of her white and make a really high sculpted top and put in a moon for the Nightmare Before Christmas. So a melt and pour embed inside before, she finishes it all up. And then after that is when we're actually on to the real fun with all of this, which is her carving, because she is going to be carving all of these soaps to really drive the whole theme home. And I love that. In all honesty, when I saw this soap, I figured it was a JJ soap because JJ, Madhouse Mama, she loves Nightmare Before Christmas. She has the Zero soap. She's done Jack and Sally before. And I thought maybe she was doing a new twist. But no, this is Laurel Berry. And everything that she's ever delivered for a soap challenge is absolutely stunning. I also love this. She uses an Everclear bottle full of alcohol, probably not Everclear, but maybe, to spray her soaps. And I thought that was super cute. I love that she left that in for all of us. So I left it in too. You're welcome. Yeah, and so on to the finishing touches of this. And I look at her nails and her rings. Everything's so gorgeous. Oh my God. I love her so much. But the part that you didn't see was the high top and the moon, as I said. But she is going to finish the finishing touches. But this footage actually was longer than the entirety of all of the other videos combined, because this is detail work that she's about to do, to go into. So much love, so much care, doing all of this. And I also like to watch her knife skills, because this is me. I cut my vegetables when I'm cooking in my hand, just like this. I peel my potatoes just like this, not with a paring knife, but with a knife, not with like a potato peeler, with a knife, just like this. And whenever, I don't know, my like city friends or whatever come over and they see me doing stuff like this, they're just sort of shocked. Like, why don't you get a cutting board out? Why don't you? And I'm like, why do I need that? I have a knife and a tomato. I can cut this up in my hand and just dump it in the pot. You know what I mean? And so I loved seeing her knife skills. That was absolutely stunning. But then she's carving just a little hint into her moon, so we can get some of the same soap into that to give it some more definition, because she didn't really like the curve on it quite well enough. So she did it there by carving it in. I think that's so smart, and such dedication, such love that goes into these soaps. That's absolutely stunning. Anytime anybody ever asks you, I don't know what she actually charges for her soaps. Let's see. I'm going to go to her website. She has gorgeous stuff on her website. I don't know if she had her website up last time that she won, lbasoaps.com, but you just go check it out now, because I love her site. It's very beautifully put together for sure. And she's got nice collections with her soaps and her baths and bubbles. Beautiful thumbnails for all of that. And looks like her butter bath bombs are $6. Okay. Let's check out her soaps. $7 for turmeric spice, 3-layer with mica or coffee or turmeric lines, really. $7 for Jack and Sally. Stop it. Stop it. What are you talking about? $7? That's insane. I'm buying some right now. This is unbelievable. Yeah, you are underpriced for all the work that you're putting into this. Ooh, that rhubarb rose. That's stunning too. Oh my gosh. Now that I'm on this website and I'm looking at some of this inventory, though, I'm wondering if I've ordered already and I haven't opened it up. Did I open it up on our video? I've got so many boxes to open up from you guys, and my house is so well stocked. And I gave away so many of your guys' soaps for Christmas gifts to a bunch of my friends, which is nice, really, because I don't know, I do have like 120 little gift sets that I do every year for people. And they usually always get my soaps, but it's like, well, I mean, why not give them other people's soaps? Not just mine, because I'm not the only soap maker in the world, and some of these soaps are so gorgeous and perfect and smell so nice. And that's the part that sucked a lot about it, because I had to give some of the things away. It was hard. I was sitting there with Soap and Clay Kidlet number 2, and we're like spreadsheeting it. Like, okay, which one do we want for us? Which one do we want to give? And we're coming up with reasons to keep versus reasons to not. And it was, I don't know, it was 4 hours of my life. It was enjoyable, you know? And this is also enjoyable. I love this. She's spending so much time, so much detail, carving lines into her soap, and then putting in the fresh soap on top of that, or a soap dough, because I think she does a purple at some point too. Or maybe there's the purple. I was going to say maybe she already did it while I was checking out her website. But her website is absolutely stunning. Whether I've ordered or not, I'm ordering again, because this rhubarb rose looks gorgeous. That orange patchouli is so bright. She's got soap on a rope called Lard Have Mercy. That is cute. Her entire inclusion line looks like a lot like mine. I love it, with all the awesome little flags and everything. That's perfect. Gulf Shores, absolutely stunning. And what else? So much. The Night's Watch, that's so cute. Like Night's Wash. Night's yeah, Game of Thrones, when I had the Night's Wash. Anyway, I would show you guys pictures of it, but I want you to go to her website. Go there, lbasoaps.com, and check out her gorgeous creations. You can also go check out her Instagram, and not just Instagram, she's got Threads. I signed up for Threads and then did exactly nothing with it, much like with TikTok, actually. And so, but she's got Threads. She's putting stuff on Threads, and she's got all of her beautiful photography and everything on her Instagram too, but not all of these soaps. So you have to go to her website to check them all out. And I'm going to say, you're underpriced, my dear. Look at all this work that you're putting into this. It's wild. It's so impressive. I'm so proud of you. She's massive amounts of talent. I am just, end of year reflections and all the things. You get it. We all do it, but I just won't stop talking about it. But I mean, I have a channel to talk, so I guess that makes sense. But we do the end of the year reflections, and it doesn't, all throughout the year, I'm always thinking about the Sudsers and how wild it is that I'm surrounded by so much talent. But at the end of the year, those thoughts really come in full force. And it is just so cool how we have done this thing. Like, we're all here existing, supporting each other, helping each other grow, all of these beautiful creations. And you guys, you give me new ideas, new ways to do things, new ingredients to try. You're always, I don't know, pushing me to be a better soaper as well. And I love that from somebody who's been doing this for as long as I have. You don't really think that you're going to, I don't know, ever really be quote unquote taught things. Like, you wouldn't assume that, but that's not the case at all. I'm learning from you guys all of the time. And it's been such a fun, cool journey. Whether people are asking me to put weird stuff into lye solutions, or the Project Soapway winners are showing me a new technique or an amazing recipe, it's absolutely incredible the amount of cooperation that exists within the Sudsers. I love it. I've said it before, and I will always believe it. We have the best, people. The Sudsers are the best community on YouTube. That is a fact. And we're even better over in the Discord. So for those of you who don't get to experience that, I'm sorry about it. But we're very particular over there. So there is that. But yeah, these soaps are so gorgeous. That swirl inside, we didn't even talk about that swirl. We're just so focused on, oh yeah, right, cool, look what else she does to it. The swirl on the bottom layer, the diagonal first up, perfect. The swirl with all these colors, absolutely gorgeous. The soaps look like they are beautifully formed. None problems whatsoever. And using the hanger tool, which was like a gear tie, to do her swirls, stunning, 10 out of 10. And then the black and white layers, considering she didn't really wait between layers to put the next color of soap on top, they are straight and gorgeous. And even if they're a little crooked and wonky, that totally still fits the Nightmare Before Christmas theme, doesn't it? So yes, if this is a themed character soap, winning. You did it. You brief nailed. It's so perfect. The second I saw this in the portfolio for all of the Project Soapway submissions, I was like, that's Nightmare Before Christmas. It's perfect. And the extra details and everything, I really can't get over. Can't get over any of it. She's been such a delight to know, and she makes me cry all the time because she has so much love in her family, in her life, but yet so much loss. And it's just this interesting, I don't know, it's one of those things, right? Like, you can avoid loss in your life, right? But that means that you haven't loved and loved well. You haven't experienced people. And so even when the loss hurts, I think it's better to have done all of the things that led up to having to say goodbye eventually. And I'm pretty sure that Laurel Berry was the one who taught me that. It's such a beautiful way to look at the world. And I 100% agree. It's a nice way to handle grief, certainly. Also, do you see her counter here? She doesn't have that writing on it anymore. And so this is like a concrete counter. I think she really does just write her recipe on it and then cleans it off after she's done with her soap. I don't know, you tell me, because that looked like you wrote on the counter, and I do not see any more writing there. So you let me know. And also let me know where I can get one of those cool journals, because they were absolutely stunning. And I am buying this, have already done so by the time everybody sees this, 100% buying these Jack Skellington soaps, Nightmare Before Christmas, on our website. And everybody else should go check it out too. This is incredible. Massively talented. So much dedication to this craft. I like that we have another heat transfer method, soap maker within all of this. Very, very cool. I loved her stories throughout the entirety of her footage because she is talking about, again, the people in her life that have been important and impactful for her business to become a thing. But then also, you know, she's talking about her son and her daughter-in-law and telling these very beautiful stories. And then in the middle of all of that, also, by the way, P.S., I had to go and do a thing and now I have gasoline in my shoe. She's a natural storyteller, and she really does make me feel like we know each other on a real deep level. So thank you. So thank you, Shell, so much for sharing you with the Sudsers, with me, with all of that. You are, again, like I said, a comfort blanket and a warm hug for my brain, and I appreciate you so very much. Sudsers, you know the drill. Go support, go love, like, share, all the things. Tell her what an amazing job she did. This soap is above and beyond, and weirdly it made me want to try it. So that's cool. So many of you guys do that for me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you do for each other, everything you do for the Sudser community. Thank you. For those of you who are not in the Sudser community, I don't know why. You know, we're pretty great, and that is a fact. But, you know, do your thing. Like, subscribe, whatever. Go check out Shell. Go check out Laurel Berry. It's amazing. I will be back tomorrow for not a Project Soapway Challenge win, but something else. But I am going to be back because it's 31 days of Soapmas, and it's daily content. So I'll see you guys all then for another round of soapy fun. Bye.